Morning, all student, UPSC aspirant, English medium student. Thanks for joining me. Once again, I remind you, in the last class, I told about you chapter 5th, questions with answer. So let's go ahead. Today's class, chapter 6. Chapter 6, name of Kingdom, King and an Early Republic. So let's go ahead. Election day. Shankar woke up to see grandparents all reached to go and vote. They wanted to be first to reach the polling booth. Why Shankar wanted to know were they so excited? Somewhat important. His grandfather explained, "We can choose our own rules today." Let's go ahead. Next topic. How some men become rules. Choosing leaders or rules by voting is something that has become common during the last 50 years or so. How did men become rules in the past? Some of the Rajas we read about in chapter 5th were probably chosen by the Jan, the people, but around 3000 years ago, we find some changes taking place in the way in which Rajas were chosen. Some men now become recognized as Rajas by performing very big sacrifice. The Ashwamedh or horse sacrifices was one such ritual. A horse was let loose to wander freely, and it was graduated by the Raja's men. If the horse wandered into the kingdoms of the Rajas and they stopped it, they had to fight. If they allowed the horse to pass in, it meant that they accepted that the Raja who wanted to perform the sacrifice was stronger than them. These Rajas were then invited to the sacrifice, which was performed by a specially trained priest. Priest means pujari, who were rewarded with gifts. The Raja who organized the sacrifices was recognized as being very powerful, and all those who came brought gift for him. The Raja was a central figure in the rituals. He often had a special seat at throne or a tiger skin. His charioteer, who was his companion in the battlefield and witnessed his exploit, changed tales of his glory. His relatives, especially his wives and sons, had to perform a variety of minor rituals. The other Rajas were simply spectators who had to sit and watch the performance of the sacrifice. Priests performed the rituals, including the sprinkling of sacred water on the king. The ordinary people, the wish or Vaishya, also bought gift. However, some people, such as to choose those who were regarded as Shudra by the priest, were excluded from many rituals and varnas. We have many books that were composed in North India, especially in the areas drained by the Ganga and the Yamuna. During this period, these books are often called later Vedic because they were composed. These books are after the Rig Veda, about which you learned in chapter 5th. These include the Samved, Yajurved, and Yatharved, as well as other books. These were composed by priests and described how rituals were to be performed. They also connected rituals about society. There were several different groups in society at this time: priest and warrior, farmer, hundred, traders, craft persons, laborers, fishing folk, and forest people. Some priests and warriors were rich, as were some farmers and traders. Other, including many herders, craft persons, laborers, fishing folk, and hunters and gatherers, were poor. The priest divided people into four groups called Varnas. According to them, each Varna had a different set of functions. The first Varna was that of the Brahman. Brahman were expected to study and teach the Vedas, perform sacrifices, and receive gifts. In the second places were the rulers, also known as Kshatriya. They were expected to fight battles and protect people. Third were the Vish or the Vaishya. They were expected to the farmer, herders, and traders. Both the Kshatriya and the Vaishya could perform sacrifices. Last were the Shudra, who had to serve the other three groups and could not perform and ritual. Often women were also grouped with the Shudras. Both women and Shudra were not allowed to study the Vedas. The priest also said that these groups were decided on the basis of birth. For example, if one's father and mother were Brahmin, one would automatically become a Brahman. And so no later they classified some people as untouchable. These included some craftspersons, hunters, and gatherers, as well as people who helped perform burials and ceremoniation. The priest said that contact that these groups was plotting. Many Brahmins, some kings thought they were superior to the priest. Others felt that birth could not be a basis for inciding which Varna people belonged to. Besides, some people felt that there should be no differences amongst people based on occupation. Others felt that everybody should be able to perform rituals, and others condemned the practice of untouchability. Also, there were many areas in the subcontinent, such as the Northeast, where social and economic differences were not very sharp and where the influence of the priest was limited. So, that's in today's class. I meet you next class. Till then, bye bye, take care. Thank you for watching my YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.